This is Matthew Robert Payne, and this is a title of a video, You Can See God. So, where would I get that idea? In Matthew 5:7 it says, Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So, in order to see God, in order to have the ability to see God, we've first got to be pure in heart. And what does that look like? Being pure in heart is not being free of sin. Being pure in heart is having an undisturbed love for God and Jesus, having a very wonderful love for God and Jesus, a real innocent, childlike faith with God and Jesus. So if you have this wonderful relationship with God, it's possible for you to see God. It's possible for you to have a vision of God. I know this because I've seen God, and there's another scripture that intimates that you can meet Jesus. It's John 14:21 says, He who has my commandments and keeps them, it is he who loves me, and he who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him, and I will manifest myself to him. So here's Jesus saying, if you've got my commandments and you keep them, you'll be loved by the Father, you'll be loved by me, and I will manifest myself to you. So this is Jesus being really clear that he'll show up, that he'll introduce himself to you. Now, there's two meanings of manifest here. I haven't gone into the Greek, but there's two. In the NIV it says he'll show himself to you. There's two meanings that I can discern. One is if you start to obey Jesus and you start to do what he taught, you start to take the personality on of Jesus, you start to get to know the mind of Christ more, and that's one way that he can manifest himself to you, for him to become more real to you. You can understand him in a more whole way, in a better way, because you're acting like him and you're thinking like him. So that's one way he can manifest himself to you. But another quite open way that he can manifest himself to you is he can show up in visions. And I remember one time I was seeing Jesus every second day, and I went for a walk. I was going out, and I saw out of the corner of my eye Jesus' robe flowing in the wind, and I said to Jesus, I'm seeing you every second day now. And Jesus said to me, I'm with you every day. And I said to him as a question, where is that in the Bible? And he said the scripture, Lo, I am with you always. And so it might be hard for us to comprehend, but Jesus is with us, and he travels with us. And Jesus said to me on that day, I'm with you every day, but I'm only manifesting myself every second day. So that was a lesson to me, and it intrigued me. I've encountered Jesus on earth in visions many times, and my qualification was that I was obeying Jesus' commands, and I had a pure heart, and I feel that that's all that's necessary to know Jesus' commands and be obeying them. and to have a pure heart. I've met, like I said, Jesus many times in visions, and I've even had visions of God coming to earth and visiting with me. I was doing a series of journals and conversations with God. I mentioned the conversations in books I have called Conversations with God, and many times in those conversations God would come down and sit on my couch and talk to me face to face. I've seen God's face. I've seen God cry, and one time he says that he can't express in words how much he loves me, and he just cried, and he says, I cry with my love for you. And I saw tears running down his cheeks. So you can see God. One book that you can buy to develop your ability to see is How to See in the Spirit. It's a book by Michael Van Vlymen, Vlymen. So you can replay the video and get the name of that author and look up his book, and that will help some of you have the ability to develop the chance to be able to see things in the Spirit, and to be able to see God, and to be able to see Jesus. I was fortunate that one day after prayer, after asking to see in visions, God opened my vision up, and I was able to see visions, and able to see Jesus and saints and angels, and so that was a particularly good day. It was my birthday, the first time I saw Jesus in a vision. So I hope that this has encouraged you. I hope that you know that you don't have to wait until you're in heaven to see God and interact with God. In fact, when you're on earth, you can visit heaven and have visions of heaven and interact with heaven, interact with Jesus and God the Father whilst you're still on earth. There's great songs like Mercy Me's I Can Only Imagine, and they talk about people meeting Jesus in the future and being overwhelmed with his love. You don't have to wait to the future. You don't have to wait until you die to see God and interact with Jesus. And I've got a living testimony to prove that. God bless you. I hope you're really blessed by this video, and I hope you feel quite open to be able to share it, and comment below and tell me what you think. God bless you.